very windy night, as you can hear. So, 2 nights solo camping. Haven't got much kit with us. I don't even have a roll mat actually. And instead of a chest bag I have a carrier bag, which is tiny, and I have my Gore-Tex pants in that. So yeah, my bag is just riddled with food. Not a lot of it either really. Unfortunately all the shops close in Carlisle at 4 PM on a Sunday, and I've just finished work at 4 PM, so basically what I've got, I've dug into my ration food, had a little look at that. This ground's marshy. The wind's probably gripping you quite bad too, but we'll get over that soon. Look at that awesome red sky. You know what they say about red sky at night? Watch yourself, because it's going to be windy and wet. That's what it means. It is not going to be long until it's dark, people. And I've got my head torch in the centre of my rucksack, so we're going to have to find somewhere to stop so I can get it out. And I keep on seeing glimpses of the moon up there when the clouds part, which they're not going to know that I've put my camera up there. God, so selfish. I don't think this is going to be, well, the rain's meant to start at 12 PM tonight, so I've got a good 7 hours before midnight, so give us a chance to walk there and get my bearings and start building the doing the rebuild for the moss camp. There's the moon there. It's me almost out the city now. It's now pitch well. You can see the sort of just almost pitch black. I've just stopped and opened my bag to get my head torch out. You can see the hot meal kits I brought with us. £6 a piece. Yeah, I could have got like a steak and some potatoes with that. Right, I'm going to pack this bad boy up and get on the track again now. I've got my head torch out. It's everything packed up again now. This bag's so old. It's back when I was a teenager and I used to collect all sorts of patches. A little, feel like a proper hillbilly with the carrier bag. No offence to hillbillies, if anybody's watching that's a hillbilly. We love hillbillies. Yeah, we've got a fallen tree. That was not there 4 days ago when I was out with Tim. It's a pretty damaged tree, that. Broke the farmer's fence with it too. Just got to the riverbank camp, took off my bag, had a drink of water and went down, because last time me and Tim were here you could tell that it was flooding. Look at the size of this, washed on top of the like chest high bush. Oh, that's got my chainsaw wrote all over it, that, and it's going to dry out nicely up there. Also, coming around this way. Oh man, there is so much. Got all this here. Oh, look how nice that is. Look at that. Nice beam. So I've just had a scope around that bottom beach down there, and it's not flooded anymore, and the amount of firewood there is just getting me excited, to the point where I might actually stop here for a brew and a fire. It's just because I don't carry a stove, so it's gonna have to be a little fire. But I've got some cotton wool and my ferrocerium rod and some pine resin crystals that I collected like months ago. So yeah, see how it goes. That wind has got to be gale by now. It's so strong. I'm walking on. I'm not going to deviate from my plan. Just at the sight of exciting firewood. So I am. Soaring in almost the pitch black. I've been building for about an hour. Just haven't filmed anything because I need to change my head torch batteries. It's like the corner of a frame. Yeah, this place is trashed. I've got woods, logs everywhere. Although I do have the base of my shelter. It's going to be sort of the same as the other one, but a little bit smaller, less drafty, a lot tighter, and a different front on it, I think. But I've made a damn good start. Got the back beams. I've just been sawing down there on that. Got the back beams on. The only bit that's tied at the moment is this one middle beam. The rest of them are just set in. But it just shows you how solid it is. Just a sort of locking two beams with a bit on it, so it fits into there, and then this is wedged up between them to stop it from coming this way, and then likewise on this side, a bit going between it, and then this bit wedged in behind it to stop it from coming this way, and also it's a good angle for the wall on that side. It's going to be a lot bigger, as in dry space, because before this bit wasn't tarped and it was getting quite wet, and a lot of my frame was rotten, as you can see. That's going to get replaced actually, now I've seen that with a better light. So yeah, all this material, all my moss is piled up over here, over here, over here, and all along the back. And there's loads down here too, along with my footballs. But yeah, carrying on working. So as you can see, I have a half moon stone fire pit on the go, quite a big one, right in front of my new size door. We'll get up and show you in a second. I'm just having a little chill because I've been working like a real one for about 5 hours. Still very, very windy. The stone half fire pit I built. That's the front for now. Still got a lot of work to do to it. Got my bed inside, it's waterproof. Got it mossed all the way around. Just put sticks against it just to hold the moss on from the wind, give it a chance to take. The entire back's done, and the far side isn't done. That's just held on with logs for now. That's all I'm doing for tonight. It looks terrible, but it'll look better tomorrow. It's exploded on us. That is insane. Mental. Got my tea on. It's not on a fire.
It's in a bag. It's weird. I don't know what it's doing, like it is steaming, but I followed the instructions, right?
Tucked up in my sleeping bag, bivvy bag, on the floor. Well, on a half tarp. Just had my self-heating ration meal. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that. It's not an 8-ounce sirloin steak, is it? But it's yeah, it'll do. I bought plenty of Rennies just in case I get heartburn. I'll catch you in the morning. Morning. It's quite a late one last night. And those that ration meal, it was enough, like. Can I feel the cold coming through this floor, like? So just while I'm lying here still, these bits of wood I did like 2 summers ago, cut them in half. I've used them as a bit of a back side wall. Still got a huge hole in the front of my shoulder. Just last night it got to the point where I had to have something to sleep in. We're getting there. I think I'm gonna close off this side, open up this side and make it into an A-frame, other than having the door on the side, because we had a bit of spot of rain early hours of the morning and I woke up with a bit of a puddle in front of the door. So yeah, we'll have to move that, because I don't want to be leaning water every time I go in my shelter. And what else? Also, after I stripped all the moss off last night, I kind of did it like a jigsaw, as in took bits off and sat it on the ground and then put it back on that way. And yeah, I didn't have enough moss. The shelter's smaller than it was before, but yeah, I didn't have enough moss to cover it. I don't know whether I've put it on thicker or what. But it was like dark and it was suffering with the head torch batteries, like, because I think I'm going to have to purchase some new ones, because they're not holding a long charge at all. It's always something. But yeah, I enjoyed my building through the night. It's been a while since I've had a good build, especially a whole shelter. I can't believe this thing was right down to the bare rafters last night, like.
So here we are. Stay at my hands. It's almost the full thing, just the back to moss, and then it's the actual shelter's done. Still got the fire pit to move around to here, where the new door is.
There we go, I have my half moon in front of my new door. Be an awesome fire pit, won't catch the wind as much either. Love it. bench now, as you just seen. Got it sorted. Just need to pin these 2 bits in, and that's kind of going to stay stable forever. And that's the build pretty finished. Not bad, I say, especially for like altogether about 12 hours. Yeah, about 12 hours. Not bad. Oh yes, you see it. I could not simply fight my urges anymore. Now that my plan's done here, I'm going to head back down to the riverbank camp and burn some of that nice driftwood I found last night, and then I'll come back here next week and use this shelter. Torment. All them nice bits that we spotted, they're all out of reach now. God, it's so unfair. Oh well. Gonna make do. There's still a lot on the side that I pulled in last night. Should do us. Right, yeah, I don't have a zebra can or anything to boil water in apart from a compressed cup, and they explode if you put them on thing. So yeah, I don't know yet. I could do a kill for a coffee. It's gonna be chocolate eclairs and water for breakfast. I'm so hard done by. My fire kit at the moment: cotton wool, pine resin crystals, I have this little jack pike knife that it's blunted. It's specifically for my ferrocerium rod. Just gets nicer sparks. Just a cheap pen knife. I've had it for a long time. It's definitely a windy day anyway. kind of smell like pine resin. Oh, I'm starting to get some warmth in this now. I'm actually thinking about boiling water in a plastic bottle once I've got some hot ashes there. I've got plenty of plastic bottles with us. Just been collecting a load of firewood here. The foot of my bed. Carrier bag there, got some nice chocolate digestives in there. Still got 2 of those meal kits, but I think I have some bacon in the depth of my bag, and I'm hearing spits of rain hitting my tarp now. It is my very dirty tarp. Oh, it's raining. You clearly let raindrops, but it backed off there, so like there's my bed there. Try this. It's probably the most water I've ever boiled in a plastic bottle. It's like here, and I've wedged these 2 cold logs between the top so the top doesn't melt, and the bottom's in the hot ashes. Hopefully that'll yield a boil so I can have a hot coffee. Well, no coffee yesterday. Didn't boil anything last night on that fire. We'll see. I'm gonna get my cup ready, I'm that confident. It's, I enjoy this shelter, it's a really good one. We're still not boiling, but we are simmering. I'm going to poke some more ashes on the bottom of it. Oh, we're boiling in that bottle, you know. Look at that. That's awesome. Bottle's had a bit of a diet on the bottom half, like, but it's still boiling. I have coffee. Oh, there's a hole in it. Oh. Oh, good. I'll not angle it like that. Imagine getting a boil and then to the very, very end when you actually take it off and sit on the ground, and that's when you get a hole in it. That is so harsh. I can actually get across to the little bits now where the most firewood's actually kept, all the drift bottles. Take them back with us. Nice wood. What's that like? Wow. Got some firewood. Loads of it. It's everywhere. Right, big chunks there. There's a bottle of alcohol. Red wine. I'll take that back with us too, just to get rid of it. Not had this much firewood in a long time. Plentiful. Looks just like a tarped cube from here. Starting to get in a lot of firewood too. Getting excited. Sun's set. Well, it's setting in the next hour, I think. Got a nice bit of black pudding. Some bacon. Sweet! I need to start getting some calories into me, like, because I've burnt off so much last night and this morning doing all that shelter work and then collecting firewood over the last 2 hours. Got enough firewood for tonight now though, which is absolutely grand, so I'll not have to, I can just sit and chill and enjoy the rest of the evening and eat lots of food. It's definitely a knuckle burner again. Oh yeah, that's never ever coming off that grill. I know it is. Nice! And yeah, as you can see, the bottom half of my grill is just completely cold. Like here. The heat's like here. Oh, my mouth's watering now. Oh, I keep on getting asked what gammon steak is too, and basically just think it tastes and looks exactly like bacon, apart from it's a big round steak and it's just bacon basically. Nicely cured. Even got a brown roll. I've heard the healthier. That's one of my 5 a day, that brown roll, that. I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. Every day. I'll have it. Black pudding and bacon roll. Brown roll. Rain's back on. I think it's just spitting there. Well, you can hear it. See it, it's getting heavier. I'm not expecting much like. I'm just gonna chill in the shelter and wait for it to pass. A big hole in my moss wall. That's the sun gone behind the brow. I actually have a firewood pile, look at that. It's very rare for me. It's a lot warmer in here than it is out there, eh? Lots of logs too. And a big still firewood collection. I'm just collecting as I go until it's pitch black, and then I'll start going in the firewood collection. But yeah, loving life. Very happy with that shelter we built last night. Well, I built last night. You guys watched, sort of. Yeah, and definitely going to do something about my head torch batteries before long. You know, I'm not in a rush. There's the moon up there. So this time I've cut the top off the bottle and just done it like a half one and filled it to the brim, and it doesn't seem to be shrinking or melting as much.
Right, I've got tea on the go, all day breakfast. Well, late lunch, it's like 5:20 at night. So I'm going to have one of these self-heating ration meals, just because I've got naught to boil it in, apart from my plastic bottle, and it just won't fit in there. These use solid fuels to melt. Well, you add water to the solid fuel, it reacts to it, and then it heats up your meal. I had one last night, £6. Not bitter of that. Oh, £6. Got some beans and some meat. I feel slightly robbed here. It's burning my hand. Well, here we are, chilling by the fire in the most warmest and comfortablest way possible, considering the lack of a zebra can, a roll mat, any sort of thermal insulation for my bedding at all. My British Army Arctic sleeping bag is definitely holding its own. Best £25 I've ever got, and I got that from eBay because I know people will ask me. And just while we're here, yeah, the ration packs, they're awesome, but they don't really seem to keep my hunger at bay, if you know what I mean. I mean, obviously the amount of calories I burnt off last night, and then through the day today, and even early hours of this morning, it's yeah, you need a lot of input, and especially outdoors. If you think about it, you eat 3 meals a day when you work through the day. So if you're awake almost all night working as well, you know, you're not having those extra meals. And these have got not a lot really, considering there's probably more calories in the solid fuel pack that comes with them to heat them up. It's weird. That full day, all day breakfast, all I got was like 4 little mini sausages that tasted like overcooked pork, beans, like the little tiny slither of omelette. So yeah, I think, as always, y'all know if I come on a video on a, sorry, getting confused there, y'all know if you watched in the past that if I come on a sort of minimal kit thing, I always pack an emergency joint of pork. So just in order to satisfy my hunger, and the fact that chocolate digestives aren't really gonna keep us going, it's time to break out the emergency pork. This like huge log, and I just chucked it against another log I had, and it broke nicely, and look how dry and dense it is. It's like really awesome dense dry wood, and it's got no bark on it either because it's driftwood. And what happens is when it comes down the rapids, and if it's travelled a long way down the river, each rock and everything it bounces off strips the bark down. It's like a potato peeler. And I learned like a potato rumbler. Imagine a potato rumbler but for logs. It's awesome. I'm going to burn that, and then I'm going to go and find a V so that I can put my emergency pork on. That is now the emergency joint of pork on the go. It's looking a bit rough, but it's been carried in the bottom of my bag for like 2 days, so it was frozen when I took it out the freezer. Oh yes. Roast bowl pole that George made me, Mr. Elliot, the school teacher. It's been a while since I've used this one, like. Oh, the emergency park is looking divine. Oh, my mouth's watering at just the sight of it. That is special. Emergency park always tastes better than normal park. Oh my god, I'm in heaven. Yes. And again, boiling in a plastic bottle. All ready for bed. I've just put me boiling that water on my Instagram. I got loads of people coming to tell me that toxins will be seeping out into your soil and you're going to die and this, that and the other. Well, you know, I got no more toxins out of that boiled water than I did sitting next to this smoky fire, or smoking one cigarette, or walking to work in busy traffic. You know what I mean? It's splitting hairs and it's quite foolish, I think. And yeah, also I should say that, did you know that 95% of your food is heat sealed in plastic, as in vac packed is heat sealing it, and it's pretty much the same makeup of plastic that they use for bottles, apart from it's a little bit thicker on bottles, and that's heat sealed like steaks and stuff like that. So does that mean the toxins are leaking out on the steaks? No, it doesn't. It's just one person reads one thing online and then automatically everyone jumps on the bandwagon. Oh my god, he's gonna die! Yeah. It's funny. People should, instead of just reading stuff online, people should get out and test things out themselves, you know. Then you wouldn't get second-hand information. Obviously, I'm not saying boil all your water in plastic. You know, a boil here and there in plastic isn't going to do any damage. You know, your kettles are made of the same plastic too. You don't hear people kicking off that the kettle's making the meal. Good morning, everyone, and here's a stranger. Say hello to everyone.
Hi everyone, how you doing?
So Adam, would you rather drink contaminated water out of a river or boil it in a plastic bottle then drink it?
I'd want to boil it first.
Yeah.
The only thing I had at hand was plastic.
Then you'd do it.
I'd have.
Yeah. Everybody would. They just probably never admit it.
Everyone likes to have their say.
Yeah.
Everyone's a specialist.
Yeah. Everyone's a doctor too.
Ooh,
Everyone's got a doctor.
I wouldn't do that.
Look at you with the whole a pot to boil water in. It's like, get this cracked up and I want a coffee. Yay! Lifesaver.
Metal.
Shut up. I'm having a coffee that isn't boiled in plastic. Adam's taking these. So, yeah, I've had a coffee with Adam, a good old catch up, because I've not camped with him this year. He's heading up to the Moss camp to camp tonight and to finish the bench and have a good fire up there. I'm just getting firewood and picking up more bottles. I kind of piled them in one area yesterday and it is looking good.
Yeah,
I'm happy. Like, are you not happy?
Yeah.
Compared to the old one, you know, I think it's less drafty and a lot more compact and better, I think.
With that little roof we had that was over the doorway.
Oh,
And
constant.
it was completely flat, so it collected all the rainwater.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Do you know something? When I pulled that off, there was water everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere. But yeah, I like it better this way, I think.
Yeah.
See all this moss here where Adam is. Now this is a place last year that we actually harvested moss from. And yeah, you can see that it's all recovered. So do you know something? I got a lot of comments on that video from people saying moss takes so long to grow back.
Yeah,
why did you use moss?
You'd wreck the countryside.
Yeah,
taking all the moss
it's
away.
like I wish people just wouldn't comment unless they knew what they were talking about. It's,
Like,
you know what I mean? You can see that that's totally recovered.
everyone's an expert,
Everything
even
has.
though they don't know what they're talking about.
That's it, armchair bushcrafters, mate. Unfortunately, there's more armchair bushcrafters than there is actual bushcrafters.
They sit at home watching these videos.
Yeah, and then they'll sit and they'll read something on a Google page, and then they'll think they're a professional, and they'll be out here hurting themselves. Yeah, it's like some people, like there's who's that guy? One guy says that you don't need skill to camp. It's like clearly wrong, isn't it? It's like clearly wrong. Listen to it. It's like when we're just saying that, like, we've got this camp here and it's awesome and that, but yet, you know, we could get a week's worth of rain and this entire plain could be flooded and it'll all be gone. But yet, what Mother Nature takes away, she also gives back, and you end up with, you know, big log. I carried this in yesterday, and yeah, this. Can you just imagine, like, if you think about if this floods here, then you've got the city of Carlisle away down there. Can you just imagine this travelling down the water at say 60 mile an hour and hitting our flood defence walls in the city?
And when it bursts its banks, man.
Yeah, it'd do more damage.
Properties get so damaged, and
Yeah.
there's no insurance now.
No.
Insurance companies don't pay
Well,
out.
that's it. People in the city can't get insurance because it's flooded so many times.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, we're doing a service. We are really.
Taking all of this out.
I mean, even this, right? Imagine this, right?
which will float.
Which will float, but imagine that going down the river and hitting a flood wall.
Or
It can't-
the bridges.
Or the bridges, it'd go through it. Like even when it was whole, it was like 8 times the length of that. If that hits it's going to be like a car going 90 mile an hour into a brick wall. It's going to smash the flood defences. So, wouldn't you rather it was out the river, down here, than it hitting the flood defences in the city?
And also, do you remember all them years back when we first started knocking about, and the river got up so high? You came round one morning to mine when I was with Lisa,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Let's go canoeing, man."
I remember that.
You had a blow-up canoe,
I remember that.
and I was like, "Tiny, I ain't going."
Do you know
And
something?
you went out on your own.
I went out on my own. That boat capsized and like went under the water and everything.
But the river was up to the underneath of all the bridges.
Oh, aye, it was a
so
good.
you'd have had to get out. and
Yeah,
go around the
like 20
bridge.
feet. But then again, the current was so fast you couldn't even get out because you couldn't stop in time.
Pinned under the bridge. Help!
Help!
What?
I'm pinned under a bridge with my boat and I can't get out.
Yeah, no one to help you.
Oh, we miss all the good stuff.
Yeah, crazy ideas we used to come up with.
I know. like standing on the side of a mountain drying our sleeping bags. Gale force winds.
Oh yeah, I had something to do with that, I think.
Yeah, you spilt water in my sleeping bag.
You had one of them Calagas stoves that fitted on top of the bottle,
Yeah,
and it stood this high.
yeah.
And then you put a mess tin on top of
Yeah.
it full of water.
And then I got cramp in my leg and asked you to hold it for a second.
No, you didn't.
I did, I got cramp
No,
in
you
my
didn't
leg.
tell me to hold it.
I turned the handle round to you and says, "Hold that, I've got cramp in my leg."
No, you were too busy going, "Ah, I've got cramp in my leg."
Yeah, but you could have held it, and then the whole thing spilt into my sleeping bag, right? It was like -5, gale force winds, 2,500 feet up a mountain, and all I had to sleep in that night, right, while Adam was sleeping in the same tent, nice and warm in his sleeping bag, I had a tinfoil survival blanket.
You remember that tent as well? It didn't even have an inner and an outer.
Yeah.
It just had a fly sheet.
Can you remember climbing up that side of that cliff face and my bag bursting? And yeah, the strap gave way on my bag, and you grabbed the bag and it slung us right off the face.
Yep.
Oh, I missed the
Did
good
we end up
stuff.
throwing our kit off the side of the mountain?
Yeah,
and
we
going down again?
literally got the bags and we threw them off the cliff,
Yeah.
and then walked down and then got them at the bottom.
Yeah, I remember.
Left Adam. He's heading off to back to the moss camp to camp tonight. And yeah, really enjoyed the changes I've made. can't wait to make the next lot of changes in the village. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed watching. This is an extra long video for a change. And you know, I don't go out specifically to make extra long videos. A video is going to be as long as it is, you know what I mean? If it's a short video, it's a short video. If it's a long one, it's a long one. Right. We'll catch you all again soon. I'm scaling this mud. Oh my god, it's squidgy. Squidgy! So I'm not home yet. But yeah, I am a little bit jealous that Adam's going to get to sleep in that shelter tonight, and it's like new and finished and I haven't even slept in it yet. But he deserves it because he's put a lot of work into the original shelter. So yeah, it's kind of our camp anyway, so it's all good. And right, the things I would have done different on this trip is I would have remembered to bring a roll mat because oh man, the coldness that comes up from the ground. And even on a log bed I was warm last night, man, but oh, it was hard. And yeah, pork was awesome. Polished almost 3/4 that joint off, got half of it, well, 1/4 of the joint in my bag, sliced for sandwiches for when I get home. Yeah, love and life. Big thanks for watching. We'll catch you all in the next one, and again, thank you very much for all the constant support that we get. Yeah, we'll catch you soon. Peace out.